Now that you mention it, Andrew, I wonder why we are going. I think I'll go up ahead and ask him. Master, Andrew and I... Well, Master, we are curious as to the reason we left Jordan and are going to Galilee.
A storm was gathering, Peter, and I wished to avoid it.
A storm, Master?
Between the disciples of John and you, my disciples. You had begun to quarrel and disagree. Discord and misapprehension always lead to the loss of precious souls. This, Peter, we must try to avoid, always.
But how did the Master know that John's disciples and we had begun to disagree and quarrel?
Oh, the hows and whys matter not, Peter. The important thing is to learn a lesson from the Master's example of avoiding trouble.
I wonder.
You're always wondering something, Peter. What is it this time?
Why did the Master bring us this way through the center of Samaria, instead of by way of the eastern road to Galilee?
Well, the Samaritans are our bitter enemies. The Master knows this, and surely he... Oh, but it's hot, and I'm thirsty.
This noonday sun is hot, and we have had no water since this morning, so I suppose we're all thirsty, and... The Master is headed straight toward that Samaritan village. Why, he knows perfectly well that it's illegal for an Israelite to have anything to do with the Samaritans, except in an emergency, and... I think I know why the Master goes this way. For drink and food. We'll buy food from the Samaritans and drink at the famous well of Jacob. But, Master, what use to stop here? This is Jacob's well, all right, but it is deep, over 100 feet. And we have neither bucket or rope to draw water.
Peter, the Master is weary, in need of rest and drink and food. Well, let us all go into the city and buy food.
Except the Master. He will stay here and rest. We shall be back shortly, Master.
Impulsive Peter, always in the midst of everything. Whatever he does with all his heart and soul.
Jacob's well. I don't see how he and his men dug it. It's so deep, so awfully deep. And the masonry at the top is still in perfect condition. And the bottom, it's dug through solid rock.
May I have a drink of water?
Oh, you're an Israelite. I'm a Samaritan. We are enemies, neither asking nor giving favors. How is it, then, that you ask of me a drink?
If thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water.
Will you say all of that again, please, in simple words?
You marvel that I should ask of a Samaritan so simple a thing as a drink of water. Had you asked me, I would have given you to drink of the water of everlasting life.
Oh, there is no water better than the water from Jacob's well. And no one is greater than Father Jacob, unless it be the coming Messiah. Thou art a thirsty traveler, wayworn and dusty, yet you speak of the water of everlasting life. Art thou greater than Father Jacob?
Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again.
Oh, I know, sir, for I have been drinking continually of it, and still keep on thirsting. But that's only natural.
But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but it shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life.
I perceive full well, sir, that it is not water from Jacob's well that thou speaketh of. Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither come hither again to draw.
Go, call thy husband, and come with him hither.
I have no husband.
Thou speakest truth, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband.
Sir, I had hoped to keep forever hidden these things, for I am ashamed of them. Yet I know they must be brought out in the open on the day of judgment. Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet, and if thou be a prophet, surely you can give me instruction in many things that have troubled me in the past. Our fathers
Hoping to
worshipped
silence
in this
conviction,
mountain, yet
she
ye
spoke of
say that
points of
Jerusalem
religious
is the place
controversy.
men ought to worship.
Patiently, Jesus permitted her to lead the conversation whither she
Yet of a
would.
truth, sir, thou
Meanwhile,
art
he
showing
watched
that
for the
thou art
opportunity
free
of
this
again
long
bringing
time
truth
prejudice
home
and
to her
jealousy.
receptive heart.
Will you admit that the temple on Mount Gerizim, though at the moment destroyed by our enemies, is the proper and true place of worship?
The hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father.
Yes, sir. Do we Samaritans worship aright, or do the Israelites?
Salvation is of the Israelites. For unto the Israelites hath the Father declared the great truths of redemption, and from among them shall the Messiah appear. Not by seeking a holy mountain or a sacred temple are men brought into communion with heaven. In order to serve God aright, we must be born of his Holy Spirit.
Never before have I heard such simple, yet great truths. Thou knowest of my sins, yet thou hast spoken no word of condemnation. I feel that thou art my friend. In my mind, sir, and from the Scriptures, I know that the Messiah cometh. When he does come, he will tell us all things.
I that speak unto thee am he.
As the woman heard these words, faith and joy sprang up in her heart. She accepted the wonderful announcement from the lips of Jesus, the divine teacher. Meanwhile, the disciples had returned from purchasing food, but they stood a short distance away, surprised that the Master was talking to a Samaritan woman. Soon she took leave of Jesus, happy in the knowledge that the Messiah, called Christ, had come.
Should we approach the Master now?
He is silent, absorbed in deep meditation. His face is beaming with light from heaven. We shouldn't interrupt, yet, he must drink and eat, for he is faint and weary, and it is our duty to see to his needs. Come. Master, here is the food we brought. Eat of it and drink.
I have meat to eat that you know not of.
Someone else brought you food?
My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to accomplish his work.
That woman, she left her pot of water here. She must have been in an awfully big hurry.
She learned the source of living water, and hastens back to the city to impart the glad tidings to others. She realizes that the great work must not be delayed, that now is the day of salvation.
My dear neighbors, friends, I have just returned from Jacob's well. There I saw and talked with the Messiah. He told me all things that ever I did. Oh, he is the Christ. Come and see him and learn of him.
Jesus and his disciples at the well saw a great multitude coming from Samaria toward them, between the fields of grain, the young and tender green stalks touched by the golden sunlight. Pointing to the scene, Jesus said to his disciples,
Say not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh the harvest. Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look, the harvest is already white for reaping.